Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Galaxy Girl. I am a beginner to intermediate Minecraft player, or a cozy player as I like to call myself, because I don't really enjoy killing mobs. So what I do is I just like to build things, and I do it on safe or creative mode. That's why I'm standing outside in the middle of the night with no armor on. So yeah, so this is kind of my first project I've been working on. Well, not my first, but my first in this region I've been working on, and in this biome. And I'd like to show you what I've been working on and hopefully help some beginner players with starting out their own estates or their own farms. I've been working on this for a few weeks now, and I'd like to show you around. I'm also working on this village too, on expanding the village and the villagers. But for now, I'm just going to show you my farm. And to start off, I've made this villager tower. And the villager tower was the result of an accident that happened. I had built my estate too close to a village, and I didn't think it was too close. It's pretty far away still. If you come over here and you can see these two structures here I've built. No, these three structures I've built. So the village was still pretty far away, but I guess there was one villager who was very curious and wanted to see what this house that was being built was about. And so he came over here, and at that time I had this as a stable. And after my adventures, I would come home and I would put my horse inside the stable. The stable had sand on the floor, it had a hay barrel, it had a cauldron with water, and it had a chest full of saddles and stuff. And so, of course, the villager saw he was unemployed, and he saw the cauldron with water, and he's like, wow, I'm going to be a leather worker, and I'm going to have my own little workshop here. And so what happened was I turned this into his little workshop. I've made it with wood. I took away the hay barrel, and I added a bed here. But then he told his friends, and then all of his villager friends started to come over, and this place got a little crowded with villagers. And it was just a little bit too much for me. So what I did instead was I blocked off this whole area, and you'll see in a minute what I mean. And I condensed them all down into this one little tower. And this tower isn't connected to the inside of my estate or farm at all. So the villagers can come in here, and each one has their own specialization, and I'm able to trade with them and to build up their reputation that way. And the idea is... Come on, Gollum. The idea is that they go home at the end of the night to the little houses over there that I built for them. But they haven't been. So that was an adventure. I've got some still wandering around outside. I know if they don't sleep, they get grumpy and my reputation goes down, but, you know, I'm working on it. So here I've got the leatherworking station, just a crafting table and a chest. Oh, I don't know how that got there. And then I've got here a furnace, a smoker, a stone block here. Then up here I've got an anvil, blacksmith shop, a loom. I'm still kind of figuring out all of the professions. A mapping table, a cauldron, so lots of people, lots of villagers can come and work here. And then if we go up to the very top floor, whoa, some more villagers. I didn't expect them to be here. But yeah, I was thinking of turning this into a farm, a rooftop farm, because it rains up here. Wasn't exactly sure what else to put. I might even take this whole tower down. I'm still kind of deciding on it. I don't really like how the tower looks. And here we go. So we're heading back out. I'm carrying an egg in my hand. Let's see, I'm just gonna toss it over there. Nope, no chicken. All right. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to build like a tunnel walkway entrance. I'm not sure. It's just like right now when I ride my... Whoa, that was creepy. Right now when I ride my horse across the bridge, it doesn't really have a spot to access the rest of the farm because my horse needs more room to get inside than this. So I'm going to work on that a bit. I planted a whole bunch of flowers here just because I thought they were pretty, and eventually I'm going to get bees. So that's going to be an exciting video. I built stairs, ran out of wood, needed to put an extra stair. I'll have to do that in the future, I forgot. And then I've closed everything off with a fence, and a gate because the villagers can't really walk through fences or gates yet, thank goodness. So he's still kind of like unable to get inside the house. And this is the front door for my house. So this is the first floor. I was going to turn this into like a living area, living room. And I've got a fire and I was going to put a mantelpiece here. So this is still in the works. I had to grate off the fire because when I was out on an adventure one day, I had this fox that followed me home. His name is Todd. Oh, here he is. Hi, Todd. And he has a habit of jumping into the fire, so I wanted to keep him safe. So I put grates. Over here, I'm going to put a dining table and maybe turn this into a dining room. I have to get rid of this. And then over here, I was going to turn this into a kitchen. And then back here is a storage facility for all of the produce that I grow on my farm. If we head back over here and go up the stairs, I have this mapping area. So I've already started another project. It was a villager city, and it's located pretty far away because I couldn't fit all of my map on here. But basically, if we come over here and you see that green arrow here, that's where we are right now. There was a woodland village I was curious about exploring, and so my villager city is all the way up here, like 2 or 3 maps above this one, and then it starts here. I traveled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 maps down from where that villager city was, and so I need to connect it somehow, either by a railway or maybe I'll figure out the nether gates, how they work. Because I need to get my way back there. It's been a while since I've been home. Over here is my bedroom for this farm, and I've got spell books and fishing. And then over here I have some of my more rare items like gold and obsidian, the gilded blackstone, which is a new addition, and the amethyst shard, as well as the spyglass is something that's new. I picked up a pig step from the netherworld, but I'm still kind of new to the netherworld, so I'm learning how that works. I found a bastion, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, so that was pretty exciting. Over here is just a lookout. Again, I wanted to watch the sun rise from my bedroom, but I ended up building the tower instead. And then, yeah, here's the rest of the estate that I'm going to show you in a few minutes. Behind the map wall, which I'm going to expand, I turned this into like a library / studies, so I'm going to include a desk here eventually one day. And I liked the window so I can see outside, so I know when it's time to harvest the vegetables, so you can see everything is ready to be harvested right now. And then over here, I have my enchanting table, and I can do a video on that for beginners. And over here I have my armory, so all of the armor that I've picked up along the way, or traded, or made myself. And then if we go over here, I have a ladder that leads up to the attic, which is empty right now, but could have bedrooms in it, or maybe an extra storage facility, I'm not sure yet. So I've included this area here, and this one over here. I have a lot of places to grow things, and I like that because I get emeralds that way pretty easily from the villagers in the village, and the foxes like to play on the pumpkins, and yeah, so everything. During the daytime, most of them are curled up over here napping, which is pretty cute, and the sweet berries are here, which they love to eat. I got this idea for the sweet berries from Waddles. He's another YouTube channel, a person who plays Minecraft, and I'm not sure if I like this right now as it is, mainly because it ends up opening up these things, which is kind of annoying. But I do like the fact that the berries are raised off the ground, so I don't get pricked every time I walk by and try to pick up a berry. So that's nice. Let's see. Foxes love it here. Over here, I have my nether portal, and I've got some nether warts that I have been cultivating in soul sand, I believe, or soul soil. I have to check. And then these are the new blocks that have just been introduced into the game too with the cave expansion. So underneath this block I have a lava block, and what happens is it's called dripstone, so it drips from this stalagmite into this cauldron, and it gives me an infinite supply of lava and an infinite supply of water, which is awesome, because what I do is I bucket up the lava and then I use it in my workshop over here when I want to in the furnace area. So instead of having to go mine coal all the time, I have buckets of lava. So this is my workshop. I was thinking of putting some doors on here soon. I'm not sure. I'm still deciding, and I've got some sunlight coming through all of the different kinds of buckets. They have different kinds of things in them, so in here I've got the oak and the birch wood, and then all of these are wooden items, and then here I've got the jungle wood and stuff like that. And so this is the back of the house. Over here, I had a gardening shed where I used to keep all of my gardening supplies and trees and flowers and stuff, but when I got Todd, I realized he likes to jump and explore on things. So I had turned this into like a playroom for him, but then I had got an Arctic fox, and I had 2 of those, and they climbed up here and then they just fell, and for some reason they were dying. So I decided to seal this off. I'm still not sure what to use this space for anymore. And I made them a little spot here because when I got Todd, he wouldn't leave this area. Now he's like exploring everywhere, which is pretty awesome. But it's still part of like the same kind of environment or biome where he came from, so that's why I built it. Over here we can see inside the tower just to make sure the workers are actually working, which is pretty awesome. And then more recently I discovered the jungle biome, and it came with bamboo. And I walked for hours and hours bringing home a panda so I can have a panda over here. And the panda ended up dying because he got caught up in the sweet berries, which was really sad. He was a playful panda. And then I have the different kinds of trees. So I've got the spruce trees, the birch trees, jungle trees, dark oak. These are my favorite. They're so big. And then over here I've got the oak trees. And then each of their borders is their corresponding wood color. I just did that for fun. Here I've got plenty and plenty of cows. It's crazy in here. Herd of cows. And then over here I've got my one little goat. And the goat, woo. The goat, I included some pumpkins and some things to climb on because he can jump like 10 feet high, and that's why he's in this kind of cage, so he can jump around and be free. And I'm hoping to get a partner for him so he's not by himself all the time. The cows, I've also made this little room to hold all of their stuff. So right now it just has buckets, but it will hold a bit of wheat so I can feed the cows. And then the area next door is for the sheep. And originally I had the sheep wandering around this massive field, but more recently I've started to convert the field into more of like a factory setting. So here I've pinned up the rest of the sheep because I still haven't finished their spots on the factory wall. But essentially the idea is that it's an automated system. So the sheep goes here. When the sheep eats from the grass, he gains wool. And then there's a dispenser behind him that will shear the wool, and an observer. And then the wool falls down into a hopper, and then it lands in this treasure chest, which is awesome. And so I'm going to do that for these sheep too. So that's a project I'm working on. And I can show you how I'm doing it so you get an idea of how this system works. Over here, I had some doors that led into the sheep pen just because the sheep weren't comfortable going through a single door for some reason, so I put them through a double door. Over here, I've got my pig pen. And I don't really enjoy growing pigs. I'm just doing it because it's a farm and farm needs pigs. And also, I like to sell their their meat to the butcher to trade for emeralds. So that's kind of why I'm breeding them. And I've got my massive chicken farm here. Ah. They always sneak in. I don't know how they do it. Okay. Maybe we'll get them out with berries. Nope. Not budging. Okay, well. Come on. I don't know. Oh. Anyhow, this is my chicken farm. Oh, awesome. And I need to cull it down a bit because there's just too many. And yeah, as I say that as I'm adding more chickens into the farm. But yeah, I'm gonna cull it down to maybe a couple of chickens. But they're really great for building experience, and I can show you that in another day when I have more seeds. Well, I guess I have a lot of seeds, but I'll show you that on another day. Yeah. And then, so from here, I have this area. This used to be for rabbits, but they kept getting stuck inside the wall because I built the rabbit enclosure out of wall. And so what I think I'm going to do next time is I'm going to build stone bricks. And what was happening was the foxes were going by the wall and taking a nip at the rabbits, and the rabbits were getting stuck in the wall. It was just not fun. So I'm going to build an enclosure for rabbits. Maybe I'll build it stone foundation and maybe some glass on the top. But for now, it's for these guys, these llamas, which I have found myself, and some of them have come from the Wandering Traveler because I have stolen his llamas and his lassos. In here is my stables, and this is the meadow where the horses like to roam. If there's a thunderstorm, I'll bring the horses on the inside, but for now this is what they have. And each one has a stall, and the stall has hay barrel and some water, and it just closes up, and they're safe in there until I need them. And over here, I've got some saddles, lassos, name tags, horse armor, a hay barrel, and some golden fruit because I like to breed the horses to see if I can get the best kind. And then over here is the attic for the barn, for the stables, and I keep my extra hay here. And I've also made a little spot for the foxes to go and sleep. Todd used to spend most of his time up here when I first got him, and now he's got friends, so he goes other places, but he used to come and hide behind the hay barrels until he was used to the farm. It took a little bit of time, actually. It was pretty surprising. And the farm has 2 doors. I usually keep the doors open because the foxes like to come in. But yeah, and planted different kinds of flowers all over the place. And then over here is the back door. So outside my farm, I've also included a forest full of different kinds of trees that I use most frequently, and I did this because, you know, sometimes you just need a lot of wood, and especially since I was building up the village, I was using wood like crazy, and my forest inside wasn't cutting it, so I just grew a whole bunch of trees that I can harvest at any time. And then down here, my estate was actually built upon a cave, which was really cool. I didn't know about it at the time. There was a cave opening, but I didn't know until I started building this part of the farm. And so I included a glass wall because I thought it was neat to have the natural light, but it was also kind of cool to walk on top of a cave. Originally, all of this was glass, but then I started to expand the sheep farm, and I just decided to make it a little glass enclosure. So you get the idea. Down there is a mine shaft, and I go, you know, digging for diamonds, and I found a ravine and stuff like that. So, and then if we head back inside, I think that's everything. So the next video, I think I'm going to show you a bit of the village. I've been working on it a little bit, so I'll show you what I've got done, and I'm going to try to figure out some projects for building up this place a bit more, and And in the Nether portal, I'm kind of working on a structure in there too. So we've got lots of different kinds of videos coming up, and I might do one on trading, and I hope you, if you have any questions, you can leave me a comment, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So, thanks for watching. Bye.